All right. No doubt one of the most pressing questions and concerns surrounding AI has been its impact on jobs. After my last video on AI literacy, where my goal was to establish a foundational understanding of AI, next up, I want to delve into the topic of AI's impact on the job market and the future of work. I'm going to share some insights I've gathered that have helped me make sense of what's on the horizon and what we can do to prepare for these changes from a professional standpoint. During my research, two terms repeatedly stood out: automation and augmentation. These concepts will form the basis of this video and guide my exploration of how they could shape the future of work. Okay, so here's how I'm going to structure this video. First, I want to quickly look at the current impact AI has had on jobs, along with its existing limitations, to provide a clear picture of where we stand today. Secondly, we'll compare and clarify the concepts of automation and augmentation, analyzing their implications and how they can reshape the job market. Lastly, we're going to explore the concept of human AI collaboration to open a window into a future where technology and human ingenuity could merge or will merge. Since we cannot predict the future with certainty, the scope of this video will be limited to the foreseeable future. It's really hard to really pinpoint or know what will happen exactly. So in this video, I'm more concerned about the mindsets and actions we can take right now in the present. Given our lack of knowledge about long-term outcomes, many of the statements in this video could be qualified with a yet. By the way, I want to make it clear that I'm by no means an expert in these topics, far from it. What I'm striving to do here is to be proactive, to think critically, and to engage in a public discussion about this AI technology that is already and will continue to have a profound impact on our world. My hope is that this video will spark further conversations, encourage you to reflect, debate, and connect with others over these questions, whether it's a discussion with your friends, family, colleagues, or even with yourself. We start with the word automation. AI is turned. Its influence is profound. There's no questioning the capabilities of this technology or the undeniable impact it has had on jobs so far and will continue to have in the future. These capabilities are extensively documented across the internet, so I won't really dive into them into this video. While these advancements are certainly impressive, what I want to look into are the little nuances and current limitations of this technology. Because of their reliance on pattern recognition, their current inability to grasp abstract thought, and their algorithmic nature, which involves no thinking, just predictions, they can't create new ideas. Right now, the name of the game is optimization and automation. Although many jobs will eventually be automated, AI cannot yet take over entire professions. It's a gradual process currently affecting specific parts of a given list of job functions for a given profession. There's a recent research paper from OpenAI that emphasizes this. It reveals that 80% of the US workforce could have at least 10% of their tasks affected by large language models, while only 19% may see 50% of their tasks impacted. So what does this mean? This means that AI, more specifically large language models, has so far had a greater impact on automating specific tasks within many jobs, as opposed to having a limited impact on automating entire occupations. Basically, automating a whole job is difficult, but automating parts of a job has been more viable for AI so far. This gradual process highlights the need to focus on job tasks rather than jobs as a whole, at least in the short term, when we're discussing AI's impact on employment. AI's integration into our tools is reshaping our work, relieving us from repetitive tasks and allowing us to focus more on higher level responsibilities. So from what we've just seen, we realize that automation is not necessarily a final destination, but could be viewed as more of a stepping stone that may lead towards the more intricate concept of augmentation. In this new landscape, I think that this interplay between automation and augmentation is key to understand how AI is transforming the nature of work itself. Okay, I want to now dive deeper into the key concept of automation versus augmentation. Automation refers to using technology to completely replicate and replace human labor for certain tasks. The goal is efficiency, letting the machine do the work humans used to do. With automation, AI takes over entire processes or specific functions of a given job or tasks previously done manually. Augmentation, on the other hand, is about combining the strengths of humans and machines. Rather than replacing labor, the technology aims to enhance and extend human capabilities. Augmentation is like the synthesis of human ingenuity and AI optimization. So currently, natural language processing technologies are really good at reading, writing, and researching. Right now, if we look at examples of professions that are the most likely to see automation pressures from these capabilities, we can identify 3: copywriters, programmers, and data analysts. Let's look at why they're vulnerable. Copywriters write clear, concise copy that resonates with target readers and spurs them to respond and engage. Programmers write clean, efficient code to build the digital systems and applications that power our world. And data analysts thoroughly research data to extract pivotal insights and inform strategy and decision making. For copywriters, automation could involve advanced natural language models that can just churn out long-form articles, social media posts, emails, campaigns with no human oversight. Although that could be less expensive, there is a chance that it could harm the brand voice, creativity, and strategic messaging. So augmentation could mean leveraging AI to generate draft outlines and some initial passages that copywriters could then refine and customize. This would provide launching pads to add flair through careful word choice, emotion, humor, which would ultimately preserve the style demanded by the brands. To illustrate the concept further, let's dive into a real-world scenario. Let's say you're a writer in the tech industry. Automation might let a computer create just basic descriptions of products, but it won't understand the customer. In an augmentation scenario, things would be different. Imagine having a smart assistant that quickly tells you what different customers have liked before. For example, if you're writing about a new software app, this smart assistant could tell you that developers like advanced features while business users like tools for working together. For each group, you'd be able to write targeted messages based on the insight provided by the smart assistant. This mix of computer help and human touch allows writers to create more personal and appealing marketing. The computer handles the numbers and patterns, and the writer adds the style and understanding of the people. It's a team effort between data and creativity. For programmers, full automation can mean using code generating algorithms to create entire programs based on prompts. It's like having a robot that can write a whole computer program if you just tell it what you want. It's fast, but it doesn't really understand how to make the program easy to work with or change later. Within the context and guidelines of a specific project, it might overlook essential coding standards and best practices, which would just complicate future efforts by human programmers to understand, maintain, or modify the code. So again, in an augmentation scenario, you would work with a smart assistant instead. You're still writing the program, but this assistant can quickly put together pieces of code, make it run faster, and check if it's working right. It's like having a helper that takes care of routine work so you can focus on the creative and complex parts. Remember, AI is just a tool. Don't personify it. Any semblance of understanding or awareness is purely computational and for now lacks any subjective experience. That caveat aside, for example, imagine you're designing a video game. Automation might create a whole level quickly, but without any unique twists or surprises. With augmentation, you could use AI to build the basic structure of the level, then go in and add secret passages, clever traps, and interesting characters yourself. For data analysts, an unchecked automation scenario could mean an AI that eats up a bunch of data sets and numbers and then just spits out a standard report. It's quick, but one issue with this could be that the report generated might be missing important context that can explain the reason behind those numbers. So An augmentation scenario involves analysts using AI to look through tons of information to find interesting trends and ideas. Again, it's like a super fast assistant that can do a lot of the legwork, but you still need to look at what it found and figure out what it means for your business. For example, let's say you're trying to find out why the sales of a particular product are going up. Automation might just tell you that sales are up 10% this month. That's it. But with augmentation, you could use AI to quickly analyze tons of data and find out that a celebrity actually mentioned the product on social media. You would then use your knowledge and experience to understand how that celebrity's endorsement might affect your market and what you should do next. The AI gives you the numbers and clues, but you connect the dots to see the whole picture. Ultimately, by removing bottlenecks, augmentation enables cross-pollination between once siloed roles. One thing to mention though is that it's important to note that augmentation works best when there's already a strong foundation of human knowledge, skills, and experience for that tech to work with. Don't get me wrong, if you don't know much about a topic, AI can still help you out for sure. But it's way more useful if you already have some basic skills or knowledge. Without that foundation, the tech won't have as much to build and augment on. If you ever thought about learning something new, now is a great time to start investing your time in it. If you ever wanted to learn to code, do it. If you ever wanted to learn a new language, go for it. If you ever wanted to learn design, go off. I think that as AI's capabilities advance further in the coming years, having a solid human foundation will enable you to augment more. The earlier you develop skills, the better prepared you'll be able to maximize the potential of emerging technologies. Okay, so after contrasting automation and augmentation, and seeing that we ought to try and position ourselves for augmentation, I want to finish off with this interesting idea about human AI collaboration and what this concept might mean for the future of work. In the future of work, this collaboration represents a symbiotic partnership that combines the broad intelligence and creativity, empathy, and ethics of human beings with the speed, scalability, and quantitative capabilities of AI. In this collaborative framework, we humans would frame the problems and objectives, provide oversight, imagination, and strategy, while AI systems would supply data-driven insights, efficient computation, prediction, processing power, recall, and pattern recognition, or just overall execution, basically. During my research for this video, I came across a super insightful analogy by Dr. Li Jiang, a director at Stanford's AI Institute. This analogy echoes a concept that some of you guys might recognize from the book 0 to 1 by Peter Thiel. While the application and context are different, there is an interesting parallel in the way both ideas explore innovation and execution. Besides this video, I couldn't find any more writing on this concept, so I'll try to expand on it in this video. My interpretation is that as AI keeps getting more and more advanced, you could imagine that on a spectrum of numbers, human will operate between 0 and 1. This is mainly the area of innovation, human creativity, imagination, along with things like empathy, intuition, ethics, and even a sense of humor. It's a realm in which humans will hopefully always operate in and be good at. After that point, 1 to infinity, it's all execution. Execution that AI will eventually commoditize. In this framework, while AI enables extraordinary exponential gains from 1 onwards, realizing those gains is impossible without first reaching the crucial threshold of 1. The path from 0 to 1 represents immense possibility, the spark of an idea, the birth of innovation. Without getting to 1, it is impossible for AI to scale to multiples of 10, 100, 1,000, infinity. So in conclusion, the future is coming fast and AI will continue advancing rapidly. This technology is already impacting employment, with companies needing fewer employees to generate revenue as automation improves efficiency. While it is concerning, this disruption also highlights opportunities for adaptation. Concepts like automation versus augmentation, I think, will provide frameworks to evaluate how technologies may replace certain tasks while augmenting human capabilities in others. By understanding these dynamics and thoughtfully collaborating with AI, we can meet the future on a solid footing. The key is recognizing uniquely human strengths like creativity, empathy, and contextual reasoning that will remain irreplaceable, hopefully. If we proactively build relevant skills and knowledge, we can direct these technologies toward augmenting human potential rather than replacing roles simply. It's tough to know exactly how AI will affect careers because there are many complex factors involved. But in general, I think that if we take time now to expand our abilities, embrace lifelong learning, and view AI as an enhancement tool, we'll be well positioned. The future is uncertain, but it's also full of possibilities. Nothing is set in stone, but our actions today will shape it. Thanks for sticking around until the end.